Now that we are done in finding the focus, the directrix, and the focal diameter of a parabola given the equation, let's have another topic, which is to find the standard equation of a parabola given the graph and certain conditions. Okay, so here we have our illustration, and what we will do now is to find the standard equation of this parabola. Okay, our standard equation is, of course, there's 2x minus h squared is equal to positive negative 4p, quantity of y minus k, and the other one is y minus k squared is equal to positive negative 4p, quantity of x minus h. Now, in order for us to find the standard equation of a parabola given the graph, the first thing we should have is to have the vertex and the focal diameter, because we need h and k here and 4p. So we need first to find our vertex, which is hk, and our focal diameter or our latus rectum in the graph. So in this illustration, our vertex is here, okay? So our vertex is here. We need to find the coordinates of our vertex. So hk, in which our h is the x-coordinate and our k is the y-coordinate. Now, we will find the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate of this point. So first, we have the x-coordinate. So this is our x-axis. So we will look for the x-axis if we are finding the x-coordinate, of course. So since our point is aligned the origin of our x-axis, therefore we can say that our x-coordinate is 0. Now, how about the y-coordinate of our vertex? Since we are looking for the y-coordinate, therefore we will look for the y-axis or the vertical axis. Since this is the origin and this is positive 1 here, so the distance from the origin to this is 1. Therefore, if we look here at the bottom, we can also say that the distance from this point to this point is also 1. And because it is below x-axis, we have negative 1 here. Okay, so this is the origin, this is 1 unit, and this is 1 unit. But it is negative because it is below x-axis. Therefore, our y-coordinate is negative 1. So we already have our vertex. Next is we will find for the value of our focal diameter. In our illustration, our vertex is here. Focus is here because these 3 points are aligned. And this is our focal diameter. So these are the 2 endpoints of the latus rectum, and aligned to them is the focus of this parabola. Now in our discussion, we said that the distance from the vertex to our focus is equal to p units. Okay, so this is p units. Therefore, we will find for the value of the distance between these 2 points. Now, if this is the origin, this is positive 1, this is negative 1, so we will find the distance. So from the vertex to our focus, which is here, we will count distance. So 1, 2. So our p is equal to 2. So we will write our p is equal to 2. Since we are looking for focal diameter, which is 4p, what we will do in order for us to get the 4p is we will multiply our p by 4. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Therefore, our 4p is 8. So we can say that our focal diameter is 8. Now we already have our vertex, which is 0, negative 1, and our focal diameter, which is 8. So we can now substitute these values in our standard equation. Since our parabola goes with the direction of the y-axis or the vertical axis, we can say that the variable being squared here is x. Okay, so we will go for this equation x. And because our parabola opens upward, our 4p is positive. Okay, positive. So this is positive. So we will now substitute using this one because it goes with the direction of the y-axis. So x, our h is 0, so minus 0, then squared is equal to, because it opens upward, our 4p is positive, still positive, so we will just copy 8. Quantity of y, our k is negative 1, therefore it will become positive 1 here. Okay, so our final answer is this one. So the standard equation of this parabola is x minus 0 squared is equal to 8 quantity of y plus 1. Now since our h is 0, we can just eliminate it because it has no value. So we can erase this one, x minus 0. We can have it x squared. So our final answer is x squared is equal to 8 quantity of y plus 1. Okay, next example. We have here this illustration. So the only given is the equation of our directrix, which is x is equal to positive 1. So we will try to find the standard equation of this parabola given this condition. So we have here our standard equation. So again, before finding the standard equation of this parabola, first, two things we must have is the vertex and the focal diameter of the parabola. So first, let us find the vertex. So in the illustration, we have here our vertex. Okay, so if our equation of the directrix is x is equal to 1, we can say that our coordinate here is 1. So the distance from the origin to this point is 1. Since we have the same distance or the same length here, this one and this one and this one, we can also say that this is also 1 unit here, and we have negative 1 here because it is in the left of the y-axis. So we have 1 here and negative 1. So we can now already find the coordinate of our vertex. So in finding the coordinate of this point, because this is our vertex, first we will find the x-coordinate. So in our x-coordinate, we must look at the x-axis or the horizontal axis. So it is aligned in negative 1. Therefore, our x is negative 1. How about our y? So this is the point. It is aligned at positive 1. Okay. So our vertex is negative 1, positive 1. How about our focal diameter? Since the distance from this point to our directrix is 2 units, okay, so this is 2 units, 2 units. Why 2 units? Because from the origin to this one, we have 1 unit. And from the origin to this point, we also have 1 unit. So 1 plus 1, we have 2 units. This 2 units is equal to our P, because the distance from the focus to our directrix is also the value of P. So we can write that our P is positive 2. Now we are looking for the 4P, which is our focal diameter. Now, in order to get our 4P, what we will do is to multiply our P by 4. So 2 times 4. So answer is positive 8. So our 4P is positive 8. So we already have our vertex and our focal diameter is 8. Next, we will substitute these values in our standard equation. Now, which of these two is the standard equation of this parabola? Okay, we will examine. Since our parabola goes with the direction of the horizontal axis, which is the x-axis, we can say that the variable being squared here is the y variable. So we will use this equation. So we can write y, our k is positive 1. Therefore, it will become negative 1. Then squared is equal to, Now, our 4p, is it positive or negative? Because our graph opens to the left, therefore, our 4p will become negative. So, positive 8 will become negative 8. Again, because our parabola opens to the left. And x minus our h is negative 1, therefore it will become. So, our final answer is y minus 1 squared is equal to negative 8 quantity of x plus 1.